This is a state of emergency. Check, check. I need all my Knicks fans right now to grab your jerseys, your popcorn, your sodas, whatever you gotta do to get ready for this game. I don't care if you're a cheerleader, an athlete, a couch potato. We're here to restore the field. Matter of fact, can you say it from New York what I say it from New York? Hey yo, let's go Knicks!
Hey yo, I bring that New York energy. Talking 42nd Street, alley hoop finger roll. Ain't nobody checking me. Crossover through the legs, step back, hit a three. Still up in the hood, but got big baller tendencies. She just trying to get flued out to John Kennedy, just to see the Knicks play, make a couple memories. New York, if you ain't from here, don't pretend to be. And if you ain't rocking with the Knicks, you an enemy. Yeah, look at us, whole city is wild. This is New York, why y'all ever counted us out? Any game we attend, yeah, we taking it now. Fast break on the court, all up and down. Lead a garden in the pigsty, yeah, we get it on this side. Bacon, egg, and cheese, or the lobster mac with the ribeye. Either way, we winning the overtime if we get tired. Get it with the team, yeah, that's just something we live by. Hey, yo, first quarter in, we gon' turn it up. Gotta warm up first, then we taking it dub. By the third quarter in, no, they ain't catching up. Gotta stay in the lead before that shot clock buzz. If the Knicks get a win, we gon' do it again. Make the finals once before, we gon' do it again. Bounce back in the fourth, we gon' do it again. It's been a while since the chip, but we gon' do it again, yeah.
Yo, put your hands up. If you rockin' with the Knicks, put your hands up. Yo, put your hands up. If you from New York, put your hands up. Yo, look, put your hands up. If you rockin' with the Knicks, put your hands up. Look, put your hands up. Hey yo, New York City, put your hands up. Sky, baby.
What up, what up, what's going on? It's your boy Bishop D'Lo. We're here, you're there. Church Guys post-game show for Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals from Madison Square Garden, where we saw the New York Knicks fall once again to the Indiana Pacers by a count of 114 to 109, 114 to 109. The final Pacers win, beat the Knicks for the second time at home, for the second time at the Knicks home. Waiting for the fellas to come on in for our post game here today. But just a lot to really unpack and talk about. Do us a favor, share, tag, comment. Let's get these numbers up as we want to talk to you, the fans, post game after the Knicks waste a golden opportunity to tie this series on tonight. And there's just so much that can be said about tonight and, you know, what happened. Don't mind me, I'm producing while I'm talking and opening the show. But I guess I'm in the middle of putting some stuff together that we got to talk about tonight as well. But the Knicks struggled tonight in a couple of key areas. 114 to 109 was the count on tonight, and we want to hear from you. There's a lot I can say and will say with regards to this loss on tonight. But Knicks down 2-0. Yeah, Kevin Lewis, this is rough. We should at least be 1-1. Honestly, could have been up 2-0. At the very least, it should have been 1-1 because we shouldn't have lost game one, Kev. That's where it was. Pascal Siakam had his best playoff game as a pro tonight to the tune of 39 points tonight on 15 of 23 shooting. He was the Pacer offense tonight. Halliburton was 5 of 16. Knicks did an excellent job on him. 3 of 10 from downtown. Excellent job by the Knicks on Tyrese Halliburton tonight. Aaron Naismith only had 12 points. He took 3 threes. He went 2 of 3. But, you know, ultimately, that's what happened on tonight. Just not a really good win. A really good win for Indiana. Not a really good showing for the Knicks as Bishop J. Mack joins us on tonight for the post-game show here on Church Guy Sports. Phyllis, hey, yeah, good evening. So disappointed. I've been saying to people, and I even said it as this game was tipping off tonight. I was still mad about game one. I was still mad about game one. You know, when this game was tipping tonight, I was mad about game one because it's one of those things that, Pascal Siakam had his best game. I mean, and we said it. The Knicks. We knew Naismith was not going to shoot like that again. We knew that wasn't going to happen again. We knew that Hallie, he's a front runner, so he's hot or cold, hit or miss. I wasn't worried about Halliburton, but the Knicks could not stop Pascal Siakam. And I'm going to go into the nuts and bolts of it in just a moment as to why Bishop Butler, where you at? Why you not on right now? He says bring Melo back. He said he got one more run in him, and it belongs to New York. He ain't got no more runs in him. And honestly, Melo doesn't make the difference on this team. Ant West says it's no, it's not over. You got to win 4. It's the first of 4. It's the first of 4. No series is over until it's actually over. We have learned that. We have seen 3-1 comebacks. In baseball, we saw a 3-0 comeback. Listen, it's not over, especially when, quite honestly, the two best road teams in the playoffs this season are playing against each other. Indiana did what they've been doing all playoffs on the road. They won. Knicks got to go and return the favor starting on Sunday. Knicks got to go and return the favor. Bishop J. Mack, welcome back, firstly, from Suriname, fresh from South America, where he was down there setting the world on fire. But we're grateful God brought you back safely. Talk to us.
Well, I was worried at the half. I put it in the chat that it was a 3-point game, and nobody else from Indiana had went off, but they were only down 3 points. Siakam kept them close the whole night, and Rick Carlisle kept shuttling in fresh bodies. Rick Carlisle I think he went 11 deep tonight. He might have went the whole bench.
He went 11 deep tonight. He went 11 deep.
Yeah, he went 11 deep. Ben Shepherd played big minutes off the bench for him tonight. Ben Shepherd was huge. He hit that huge 3. It was a back-breaking 3 too, because they were what Indiana was doing. They weren't letting the Knicks get set in their half-court defense, and they were catching them in cross matches, and it was bad. I looked at the minutes tonight, and I'm waiting for you to tell me, Bishop, what's going on, because I think Cat played like 27 minutes tonight.
I'm going to talk about that in just a minute.
Josh Hart played like 20. So he didn't play over 20 something minutes tonight.
Josh Hart got an early foul trouble, and I'm gonna get into that. And
but he didn't bring him back. Is what I understand the foul trouble.
No,
I know what I'm saying.
I know exactly what you're saying. That's
Yes.
I'm gonna get into it. Let me address Willie real quick. First to 4, Willie. Knicks were up 2-0 last year. First to 4. And I'm not saying this as a Knicks fan. I'm saying this as a basketball fan who's been watching basketball for 40 years. It's the first to 4. The truth of the matter is, and I'm not talking to casuals. I'm talking to real basketball fans and real basketball minds and people who played this game on a high level. These two teams are very evenly matched. Very evenly matched. And what it will come down to, which I believe it's going to come down to, and this was a segue right into what I wanted to say, because J-Mac wants me to tell why what just happened. I'm going to tell you why right now. It's going to come down to coaching. And Rick Carlisle did something tonight that he didn't do in game 1. He recognized, I got to turn this game into a track meet. And the only way for me to do that is I've got to keep throwing fresh bodies at the Knicks because it will wear them down. Reggie said it. Stan Van Gundy said it. The key to the series for the Pacers is wear the Knicks down. Because truthfully, to a man, they can't keep up with the Knicks. But if you throw enough fresh bodies at them, you can wear a team down. He just kept throwing bodies out there till somebody got hot and stuck. Or somebody showed him something and he stuck with that. And then even with that, he would get him out for a couple of minutes, put his starters back in, then go right back to those bodies.
And did you notice the Knicks played the same defense in the second half that they played last fourth quarter? They kept giving up them. Last game it was Neesmith hitting the corner three. This game it was Miles Turner hitting the corner threes.
Well, that was Miles Turner's 1-3 for the game.
I thought he hit two.
No, just one. 1 for 4 from 3 tonight for Miles Turner.
Well, he was hitting wide open jumpers.
He hit one, and Andrew Nembhard hit the other one.
Right.
Nembhard hit the other corner.
We're so bad on the corner three.
But then this was what I was going to say. They resorted back to the things that plagued them during the regular season, where it came to that. And here is the issue. Yes, Jamel Clark, so right. We didn't blame him for game 1, but this loss is on Tom Thibodeau.
This loss is on Tibbs.
This one's on Tom Thibodeau.
I wasn't on the other night, but I was in the chat in the comments, but this loss is a straight Tibbs loss.
Because once again, you have 4 of our 5 starters in double figures. The offense is fine. We're getting cooked defensively, and we're getting cooked on effort.
And we're getting cooked on that pick and roll. They are going at Cat. They don't care. Whoever got the ball coming out of that pick and roll and Cat is there, they like, go ahead and eat.
Teams have, and that's where the problem happens. Tibbs, your job once you see that is not to stick Cat to the bench because that double big lineup works with him out there. You've got to find a way as a coach to make sure he doesn't get caught in that. Whether it's the extra wide hedge that Brunson does when they try to do him and he wants to get Anunoby or Bridges back onto the man, you notice Brunson will come all the way out and hedge high because that pick is about 4 feet off the man. So he'll see the pick, come around hedge high so that they can switch and then recover immediately.
Give Indiana credit too. They fought over those Knicks screens tonight like butter, man. The initial man was not getting caught in the wash. The initial man was fighting through the screen. They were coming right over the top. They were going through the screen. They weren't going underneath. Every screen the Knicks set, that initial defender was fighting through that screen. They were coming over. They were coming through. They were not sagging. They were fighting through the screen, and they were getting back in front of Brunson. They were getting back in front of whoever was on that roll. They were fighting. They were getting through those screens tonight.
They absolutely were. But, and this is going to be my one statement about it. We've been saying it all year. The lack of consistent officiating is absolutely horrible. Because the fact that Aaron Naismith, the reason why Naismith was getting over those screens is because when he went to the screener, he would grab Brunson so the screener couldn't set a solid screen. If you're going to let this guy grab the ball handler every time he goes to go over a screen and not call a foul there, of course he's going to be able to get over a screen. And granted, I get it. And I'm trying to measure my words because if I say it the way I feel it, I'm going to cuss. I want people to really stop with, I will say this about SGA, about Brunson, about all of them. Stop calling them floppers and foul baiters. You know what they do? And L, you will appreciate this. They are smart ball players who have learned how to deal with a generation of defenders who have no fundamental defense. Everybody's reaching, everybody's grabbing and holding, and everybody bites on the fake. What was rule number 1 on defense, L? Somebody get in the lane and jump stop, stay down. Put your hand up, make them shoot over you. Don't leave your feet. Rule number 1. That's not foul baiting. That's good offense. I'm going to fake you into the air and jump into you because you were dumb enough to fall for it. And they're not foul, but you casual, shut up. That's good basketball. I can't get mad at nobody who does that. I can't get mad at Brunson. I can't get mad at SGA. I can't get mad at Jokic. I can't get mad at none of the players who do that because they're taking advantage of a weak defensive fundamental. You wanted so much offense, Adam Silver, that you have players that neglect defense. So now that you want to get physicality back into the game, now you're going to take away the advantage that these players earned by being smart offensive players. It's still a foul. There is this, and again, I don't care, call me an old head, whatever. 90s basketball, you got fouled. The stuff that gets called now is absolutely ridiculous. Playoff basketball was different. They are not foul baiters. They're smart basketball players. Smart basketball players.
But, and I hear you, but listen, Carlisle went 11 deep tonight.
Listen, yeah, that was a rant that wasn't just about tonight's game. That was a rant because
that was overall.
I'm just sick of seeing it. Like, oh, Brunson's a foul baiter. SGA is a foul baiter. No, they're not. They're smart ball players.
Well, even if Brunson is a foul baiter, he ain't getting no calls.
That's true.
I was going to say that. Did you see how many times
But that's my point. Because there's been so much complaining about this that I believe that the refs feel like now, oh, we got to hold our whistle because we're going to... No, you're not rewarding good basketball. You are rewarding good, smart basketball. That's not foul baiting. That's him doing what he's supposed to do. Draw the defense into a vulnerable position and make them move before he does so he can draw the advantage. That's good basketball.
Listen, man.
That's his game. You're not gonna reward this man for doing what he was taught by his daddy to do.
Are there any adjustments that need to be made?
Tons. You need what flowers, Willie? You said Indiana. We knew Indiana was gonna be tough. You don't get no flowers for that.
I did a whole live myself on my page before this.
Willie, you don't get no flowers for what we knew. These teams are evenly matched.
I said Indiana was gonna be tough. I never said this was gonna be a cakewalk. Who said Indiana was an easy team? Nobody. I didn't hear anybody on here saying it was easy.
Anthony West, you can say that sounds good, but it's the first to four. The Knicks were up 2-0 last year. And even with people going down left and right on the Knicks, we were still confident that they would be able to close out the series. Guess what? The Indiana won 4 out of 5 games with two on the road. They did.
Anybody that doesn't think that the Knicks are able to bounce back and win 4 out of the next 5,
you haven't been watching this team all year.
You haven't been watching them.
You haven't. Do adjustments need to be made? Absolutely. But rant number 2, and then I'm gonna leave it. I need, and this is for Knicks fans. You non-Knicks fans that come on here to troll. I don't care about you right now. I just want to talk to my Knicks fan brethren and sisters who come on here.
Yo,
y'all gotta stop jumping out the window with every win and loss. Y'all gotta stop. You can't jump out the window with every win and loss. Yes, we're down 2-0. There's another game on Sunday. Knicks win on Sunday. We're right back in the series. Again, the only team that has a better road record than us on the playoffs beat us twice at home. We need to just go home, go to their home and beat them twice. It's not like we can't do it. The Knicks have been the Knicks were 24-17 on the road this year. One of the best marks in the NBA on the road.
People, and I don't know where it has come from. I don't even know. Barbecue chicken from Davies Church, by the way, is amazing. Right,
Donald Corey Ballard. It's far from over. Absolutely.
when did the Knicks become America's most hated NBA basketball team?
Long time ago, apparently. It's just worse now because they're actually good again.
And when you say it, everybody doesn't know what are you talking about? What do you mean? I mean, they put every
They
hater
try to
in the
act
garden.
like it.
They put every hater. They brought Draymond Green in.
We don't deal with root workers over here, Overseer Hendricks. No root workers on this live. Go ahead.
No, he's talking about because Bootsy was playing his song on the sound check today. You didn't see the video?
Oh no, I didn't see the video.
Yeah. Bootsy was playing his song and singing his song during the sound check, and it's quote unquote setting the atmosphere. That's the joke. Yeah.
Oh well, if that's the case, then
That's why we lost.
then your song ain't anointed.
That's why we lost tonight. Because he permeated the garden with that song.
There was mess in the atmosphere.
Now we know. Now we know there's no oil there.
Yes, Aunt West. Carlisle makes adjustments. Tibbs never makes them. And we're all disgusted with Tibbs.
And we're going to be stuck. And we're stuck with this coach, guys. I mean, I know we're going to save that to the end, but I'm going to put that out there. We're stuck with him.
I said to Jamel Clark, he and I were texting during the game as well, and because we're both looking at and J Mac said it in the chat as well. Campaign was awful, and a lot of it is sporadic minutes. But again, take a page out of Carlisle's book. All right, you ain't got it. I got two other point guards on this bench. Let me find something.
Man, what? I mean,
I would give Tyler Kolek a shot because at the very least he stabilizes the offense.
You gonna tell me DeLon Wright wouldn't have gave us something?
And there's
DeLon
no
Wright
scouting.
is a good defender.
And there's no scouting report on him.
None, because they're not expecting him to play. You got exactly, L. As a coach, you got to do that sometimes. And no, that's not a move out of desperation. That's good coaching. You say that you were a contender from the beginning of the season. That means you should be able to put 1 through 15 in a playoff game, and they should be ready to play. Because you've been preparing them to be on a contending team all year long. That's what a coach is supposed to do.
I mean, we went 8 deep tonight because
What's up, Keisha?
It was Payne,
Payne, Deuce,
and Robinson. That was it.
And listen, if Deuce, I said it to Jamal Clark as well, if Deuce is not scoring, he doesn't need to be on the floor. Because as decent as a defender, he's a decent defender, but he can't guard bigger players.
You gonna tell me Precious Achua couldn't have tried to throw him on Siakam tonight? You gonna tell me that he
for 5 minutes just to upset his rhythm?
We could have tried that.
Because that's what Carlisle did with Shepard, putting him in the game on Brunson.
And Ben Shepard hit a couple big shots in that game.
He was right, and he was actually just in the game to try to upset Brunson's rhythm, because Brunson was used to Naismith. He's used to Nembhard. He cooks them, so he put Ben Shepard in the game to try to upset his rhythm, because that's a body he hasn't seen all series and all season for that matter. That's called coaching.
OG is stealing money right now, y'all. I just want to tell y'all that. OG is stealing money.
I can't say that. I mean, OG was 6 of 11 tonight. He only got 11 shots. He had 16 points. He shot well. He's not the primary defender on Halliburton. And if I'm being honest, I feel like we're paying way too much attention to Tyrese Halliburton. He wants to be a facilitator first. Okay, Tyrese, get 60 and beat us, because you can't. That's not your game.
I think he shot like 2 air balls tonight. He was
3 of 10 from 3-point range tonight.
He was horrible.
We can go into Indiana and win these 2 games. What are the adjustments?
Yeah,
but will we win them, Butler?
Will we adjust? Will the Knicks adjust?
I know we can, but will we?
No, Jesse, you're right. It won't be Knicks in 5 because the coach coughed up this game tonight. Listen, yeah, Keisha, you and I have been talking. There's nothing else to say about the horrible.
But we already know what this is.
We know what this is.
You're right. Now we just beating a dead horse with these refs.
No, Overseer, put those brooms back in the closet. There's no way that this is going to be a sweep. The teams are too evenly matched.
I was gonna say something, but I'm gonna let you handle it. I'm
No, go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it.
no. I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be good.
Oh,
I'll let you and Butler handle it tonight. I'm always jumping out there. I'm gonna let
because
y'all handle it
because
tonight.
overseers talking about brooms. He out here because he can't talk about that green and white
All
mess.
I'm gonna say is he's a Boston fan who crossed a Pacers logo with the Boston logo, but he's a Boston fan in the Eastern Conference. Now, if you are a true Boston fan,
They don't like nobody in the Eastern Conference.
okay, all right, that's
They're
all I'm.
not just like
Again,
if you're
I'm
like
talking about real ball
no,
again.
you
And he
right.
gets mad when I say this to him.
This
He's proving me right every time he does something like this.
this is why I respect Bishop Jamel Moore. He's a
He-
Laker fan, and when we knocked off Boston, he was like, "Yes, thank you."
But this is what I'm saying. When you gonna talk about the Boston Pacers, when you put up stuff like that,
All right,
it
Drew, man,
it
love you
it,
too,
it
bro.
tells on you. It tells on you that you not like us.
I'm gonna start calling
That's
overseer.
all I'm gonna say, Butler. That's all I'm gonna say for the night. I'm gonna let y'all handle the rest.
I saw it and I
Boston
just was like,
Pacers. That's what he said.
I
I
saw
saw
it
it.
and
That
I
I
just
didn't even address
and
it.
in my mind, I just was saying,
I'm gonna start
this is
calling him Tyrese Hendrickson. He's a front runner too.
this can't be real. Like, where do we do that at? Like,
I don't know, but over here in basketball holiness, we don't do that nonsense.
like, where do they do that? Like, where do they infuse logo?
Right, nonsense. Right, Q. It ain't over. And again, it's not my fandom talking. It's just the
The
nature of the
Boston
playoffs. The
Pacers.
The
Boston
Boston
Pacers.
Pacers. That's yes. The
Yeah,
Boston
The
Pacers.
Yankees dropped one tonight as well. They had been on a roll. It was like a
But they've been
5 game winning
hot. They
streak.
would do.
But
They
yeah,
would do to
they
lose.
were
The
due to finally lose one.
Boston Pacers.
The Boston
Let me tell
Pacers.
you something. If any real Boston fan if any real Boston fan had a saw that, they would have cut him down. They'd have said, "You're not a Boston fan, and we never want to hear you say you're a
And,
Boston fan ever again."
and see, in these circles where people pump that up, he's safe. But if he was a true Boston fan and went into a Boston group and did that, oh yeah.
They would kill him for that.
So I
They
don't
would
know.
kill him for that. But I've been saying it forever. Overseer Hendrickson is bored. He's bored. He's got nothing better to do than to jump on our live, go live, try to taunt Nick fans. Like this is what he does. I mean, whatever. his team his team did well tonight.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Celtics at 9.
Yeah. Celtics
Celtics at
Ce-
Celtics at
Celtics at
9.
9.
Celtics
Exactly.
Celtics at 9.
Yeah, Celtics in 2026.
No, not even 2026,
Right, because
brother.
that run is over. So
That
Celtics
run is over.
Celtics in
So
2032.
that run is over. He gonna
And
be
I'm
mad
not
next
gonna
year.
we're not gonna let him get up off of that team. No, you a
Oh no,
Celtics fan.
that's your
He's
team.
staying
That's your
right there.
team.
That's your
He
team.
gonna be upset next year. All
And the year
Boston fans,
after.
they're
And
gonna
the
be
year
upset
after.
next year.
All these guys and what his boy Kyle, who tried to come for my boy D'Lo, yeah, they gonna all be sad next year. All of them. Cause that second apron gonna kick y'all in the behind. That second apron, you gonna learn what the second apron is at the end of this season.
And
You
what
gonna
they
learn.
and what Boston fans see, here's what Boston fans don't pay attention to. They have a new owner.
Yes.
And he's gonna look at that balance sheet and notice that he's paying two guys $650 million.
He
And
ain't trying to hear
500
it.
million for the current roster next year alone.
He ain't
Where's he
trying to
gonna
hear it.
make his money?
He
He
ain't
ain't
trying to
making
hear
a
it.
dime. And especially when one of those guys won't be back till March at the earliest.
Well. Tatum ain't gonna be back till
That's
next.
what I'm talking about. Well, the March at they said that the surgery went well and it was smart that he got it, the day after, so it can cut into it. But they're still talking about March at the absolute earliest. That is, I don't believe it. I don't think it's going to happen either. I'm just saying that's what the doctors are saying.
Hello. Somebody over here just ruptured a patella tendon. It's the same exact injury. It's only in the knee. You're not coming back no time soon.
I'm just saying what I'm just saying.
Don't listen to them.
No, I'm
Don't
just
listen to them.
Keisha
all I'm
already
saying
said
is
it. We
even
all
with the
said
best
it.
case scenario, my point
They
is
lie.
that's not the point, fellas. The
They
best
lie.
case, my point is the best case scenario. Still, you don't get your best player back till the end of next season. Best
And
case scenario.
That's if rehab goes well.
Right, exactly.
If
Exactly.
rehab goes well.
And he's going to be on a minutes restriction.
That's the whole point. My oil was never for y'all. If your oil ain't for us, then it ain't for nobody. That's not how the oil work.
Right, it's not selective.
What you got over there is root work. That's
Yeah,
what you got
the oil is not selective.
No, sir.
The oil we talking about, maybe you talking about motor oil.
Castor oil.
Yeah.
That's what is it?
Black seed oil.
Black seed oil.
But anyway, let's get
back. Let's get back to this game.
The Celtics are done.
Yeah.
That
So
dynasty's over.
enough talking about that. Back to this game.
And unfortunately, we're stuck with Tibbs because he made this run to the ECF. So
Overseer Kennard, you saying what we were saying all season long. You got another shooter and quality defense. I mean, Landry Shamet is not a world beater defensively. He's not OG Anunoby or Josh Hart or Mikal Bridges.
There's no scouting report on him neither.
But he is a quality shooter who keeps defenses honest. And that's what you need. You need to put those players on the court.
Carlisle was daring him. He said, "Okay, I'm going to go 11 deep. Let's see what you're going to do."
Right, because the Pacers didn't do this during the season. For all that talk, remember I posted it. The Pacers really only went 8 deep during the regular season. Now, what Carlisle did was he mixed it up from game to game, and he played matchups, but it was 8 deep. Tonight, he said, "I'm throwing the kitchen sink at the Knicks."
And I didn't. He's like, "Listen, I'm coming for game 2. I want this game."
Yeah.
He basically said, "I want this game," and he said, "Listen, I'm going to force Tibbs to do something that he's never done. I'm gonna put 11 out there. I trust my 11. Do you trust yours?" And basically, Tibbs let you know he did not trust his, and they were tired and winded by the end of the game.
And not to mention, Tibbs got outcoached to the point to where he was reactive all game long. Getting back to the point that we wanted to talk about as to why tonight you saw Josh Hart played early foul trouble. Josh Hart played 29 minutes. When was the last time he was the minutes leader in the NBA this year?
Even when he was in foul trouble, he never played that
29
That's
minutes.
the point I'm saying.
And mind you, he only had 3 fouls. And even Stan Van Gundy said, "Okay, it's fourth quarter. Like, that doesn't matter now. He needs to be in the game." Karl Anthony Towns sat for most of the fourth quarter. 28 minutes tonight. 20 points and 7 rebounds. But you sat him. Now, you sat him because he was getting cooked defensively. But instead of calling a timeout and saying, "Okay, we're going to switch up our defensive scheme a little bit so we can hide Cat a little more," you sit him.
You could have put Cat at the 5 and put Robinson at the 4.
Defensively, at least.
At the top.
Defensively,
Let
at
Robinson be at the top with the pick and roll, and you park Cat at the 5. That could have hit. You could have hidden Cat back there, but you didn't do that. You kept putting him. You kept playing him at the 4, and he kept getting exposed in pick and roll. And they went at him. I mean, from the first quarter on, it was like green. It was everybody had the green light. Butler when Cat went. Everybody
from the first play of the game. From the first play of the game.
Everybody had green light.
They saw Cat coming. They was like, "Oh, got him."
It didn't matter who it was. It didn't matter. It was green light.
Maybe there's a possibility that the front office.
No, sir. Y'all are old and don't understand how to bring this. This isn't an entertainment show. It's a sports show. You want to do an entertainment show, Overseer? You go do an entertainment show. This is a sports show.
Maybe maybe
And we're
maybe
old. Overseer, you older than me, sir.
maybe I don't know why you keep responding to him, but maybe I don't even know why you keep putting his comments up on our screen.
We know you're not serious. Stop it. We know you're not serious. Go on.
Oh Jesus. Maybe the front office will say, Tibbs, you've taken us as far as you can. Right? Maybe, just maybe they will. Maybe
You making me laugh, Butler. You don't. You. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yo, bro, I don't mean to laugh. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
maybe they'll say wishful thinking. Like
Let me go off.
You made him go off camera.
maybe Leon Rose and them would be like, listen, look, because those are basketball savants. Those guys. They know the sport, right? They clearly see that Tibbs is not making the necessary adjustments. I'm sure they're not oblivious to the fact that Tibbs does not make the adjustments that need to be made for this team to go further. Remember, we keep saying this, Jay. This team is in the Eastern Conference Finals a year early. A year early, right? So we're really playing with house money. Even though we beat Boston, and Boston was injured,
We,
right?
we we were built to beat Boston, which we did, but we didn't factor in Indiana.
We didn't factor in Indiana. You're absolutely right. However, this team is ahead of schedule. Maybe the way that he's coaching in this Eastern Conference Finals is exposing him,
It is. It absolutely is.
right?
Oh, bro, it is Butler.
We agree.
It is.
We absolutely agree.
So maybe just maybe we won't be stuck with Tibbs. Maybe they will shock the life out of us. That front office, the
Kick him
same front,
upstairs and make him the assistant GM. Just get me another coach.
we do need another coach. This
They're
coach
not
can't
gonna
take us
do.
to the
I'm
finals.
telling you, bro, because we are ahead of schedule. They're going to reward him with at least next year. We're going to be stuck with him with at least next year. If we wouldn't have got past Boston, then it would have been a great opportunity to make the
Greater
switch.
chance of him getting fired.
Yeah, greater chance.
Did he
But
did he just re-up? I think he just
He
re-up.
did. Yeah, he did get an extension
and then
that
he
kicked
takes
in.
us to the
That kicked in this
ECF.
year. That his extension kicked in this year, and
And-
then he goes to the
Then
ECF
he
for the
goes
first
to the
year
Eastern
of
Conference
his extension.
Finals.
They're going to
With-
at least give him a second year
They're
of
going
that
to give him
extension.
another
Yeah.
year. They're
I
going
agree
to give
with
him
that.
another year.
Ant West says, time to admit the Pacers are better and better coach. I will admit they are better coach. Rick Carlisle is a genius,
They're not a better team. They're a
but
better
they are
coach
not a
team.
better team. No.
They're not a better
Carlisle is
team.
the NBA Finals coach. Let's
You
not forget
you
that.
got and the proof that they're not a better team is right in today's announcement. All NBA teams were announced. Jalen Brunson, All NBA second team. Karl Anthony Towns, All NBA third team. The only Pacer was All NBA third team, and that was Halliburton. So they're not better than us to a man. No, they aren't. But they are a better coach team. Yes. Yes, I will absolutely give Carlisle the edge over Tibbs. And that's what this series is going to come down to. No,
And the fact that-
removing game one. Game one was a fluke. That meltdown was a fluke. Tonight was a basketball game. And we saw the better coached team win the basketball game tonight. That's what we saw. Yeah, Noah. I mean, game one's loss hurt. Like I said, I was angry. This loss, it stings a little bit, but
Nothing like game one.
yeah. Tibbs got this was the dogfight I expected game one to be tonight. Tonight was the dogfight I expected game one to be. And the Knicks were right there. The game was there to be taken. A few adjustments, a few calculated moves. I mean, at what point do you realize you can't get into a track meet with the Pacers? These early shot clock shots by the Knicks. You're coming down one pass into a three when you're up 5. You miss, they come down, hit a 3. Now it's only a 2-point lead. When you've got a lead against the Pacers, you slow the game down. You get out to a 2-possession lead against the Pacers, you play slower, not faster. I realize this. You guys realize this. Because, we're not track meeting. We're up. You got to catch us now. And y'all got to defend for 24 seconds because I know you can't. I know Bishop J. Mac said something about our late shot clock offense, but it not for nothing. I hate it too to a certain extent. But against the Pacers, that's good offense because you're actually getting better shots because they don't defend for 24 seconds. They want you to get into a track meet with them.
When you're up, that works. But when you're trailing, it doesn't work.
I agree.
That's the problem. We were trailing, and they were starting their offense out near the logo. They had pushed them all the way out to start the offense at the logo.
And that's why I said you get up 2 possessions, you get up 5 on Indiana, that's when you slow the game down.
And I didn't like that
that's when Brunson needs to walk it up at that point.
I didn't like that last shot because Brunson didn't step into that 3. He shot it from 30 feet. And he didn't step into it. Brunson steps into his 3-point shots when he's shooting that deep. He shot it too early. We had plenty of time. He had at least 2 more seconds to get 2 to 3 feet closer to at least try to take that shot. He rushed that shot.
He rushed it because he was expecting them to, if he had tried to get closer, he was expecting them to try to foul. But that's when you do it. I mean, if they foul, you get 2 shots at the very least. But if you do it quick enough, you step into it and get that upward motion going, fake somebody into the air, let them get off their feet, or let them reach out to you, and then fling it at the rim, and you get 3 shots.
Put the pressure on the refs. Hey,
and you get 3 shots. Right, we're going to get 2 or we're going to get 3. Exactly.
They might call it. But listen, man, this was I mean,
I agree, Ed. All of us get coached better than Tibbs at this point.
Yeah, but I mean, like I said, I was very shocked. Cat and Hart didn't even break 30 minutes tonight. That was a shock. We haven't seen that all season.
Oh, we know we're entertaining, sir. That's true.
But we haven't seen that all season, where Cat and Hart don't play 30 minutes in a game.
But because again, it was a situation where he got out coached and he was trying to find something, but it was too late. When is Tibbs gonna ever throw the first punch? Where it comes to making a quick adjustment when he sees something, but he's so tunnel vision that he doesn't see stuff early. He doesn't see how something is developing early. Kudos to Carlisle. He saw how the game was developing early and made that I'm going 11 deep tonight. He saw how the game. He saw again. I can't play 8 against these guys because they're gonna run us off this court because that's their game. But if I go 11 deep, I can slow them down a little bit, and that's what he did.
Mike Malone is still out there.
He was on the Prophet, as we learned with Boston. The regular season means nothing.
Jason Kidd is still out there.
Jesse Moore, that's for y'all in Philadelphia. How was that Philadelphia game tonight? Oh, right, okay.
If it's Boston in 9, then it's Philly in 10.
And they're playing each other
in Mexico.
Cancun, right?
In Cancun.
Gerard said, Butler, you talking good. He is. Well, you know what? That's a perfect segue. Yes, Larry, Pastor Larry, my brother, you know he got to go. He got to go. But let me segue.
They're not going to get rid of him, y'all. Let's just – I know you're going to say something, Bishop, but –
No, I'm just going to take a quick commercial break, but go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay, but let me just – they're not – Knicks fans, we've been – I've been calling for Tibbs for the last 4 years to get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
When Randall was here.
Yep.
I've been calling for Tibbs to be let go. They didn't let him go with all of those second-round losses, first-round loss to Atlanta. Year after that, not making the playoffs at all. They didn't get rid of him then.
And we were better than Atlanta that year.
And when and if we made it to the Eastern Conference Finals
We were
this year
better than Miami the year we lost to them.
and they didn't get rid of him, they're not going to get rid of him now with him making it to the Eastern Conference Finals. So Knicks fans, just buckle up, suck it up. We stuck with him now.
This is true.
We stuck with him now. Uh, Pastor Dave asked me on my video. He said, "Does Tibbs keep his job?" And I said, "Of course,
Yeah.
he keeps his job. Tibbs is not going nowhere. So
Nowhere.
y'all can let's just throw that out the window. We got to ride this Eastern Conference out with him. He's not going anywhere. That was my soapbox message for Tibbs.
I'm going before the Lord on that.
I think we're going to have to bombard heaven. Speaking of going before the Lord, perfect segue. Tomorrow night in Brooklyn. Gospel music history will be made. The New York Family 2 live video and audio recording at the True Worship Church tomorrow night, 6 p.m., 872-874 Crescent Street in the heart of East New York, Brooklyn. Tickets are available online, and also they're $20 on Eventbrite. You can also get your tickets in person, cash only in person. It's going to be amazing. One of our own here, Bishop Robert Butler, wrote a song that will be recorded tomorrow night. It's going to be amazing. You don't want to miss it. Overseer Hendrickson has a song on the project. Our brothers are doing great work. All the proceeds from this recording will go to benefit the American Diabetes Association. So if you are in Brooklyn or in the surrounding areas, all roads lead to the True Worship Church tomorrow night. Tomorrow night at 6 p.m. for the live audio and video recording of the New York Family 2. Join us there. I'll be in town, so I'm going to pop in there. So it's going to be an amazing time. You don't want to miss it. So join us in Brooklyn tomorrow night at True Worship Church.
Yep, I'll be there. I'll be there too. We'll all be there.
Yep, we'll all be there tomorrow night.
My
So
song is good.
You see us, come up and shout us out. Come up and give us some dap.
Tell us how much you love the podcast.
That's
please,
right.
Please,
Come on,
my song
take
is
some
good.
pictures together. Let's do it.
I see where this is going. Go ahead.
My song is good. Jason's song is good. Davy's song is good. Everybody's song is good.
The brothers, they put the pens to paper for
they
this
all
one.
represented well.
But
the church, and that's why the church guys will be in the house, because all of our brothers are right or have written on this project. It's gonna be amazing.
But Bishop Jeffrey White's song.
Well,
I heard.
That's not even fair.
Y'all can forget it.
Even fair.
I'm telling you.
That's not even
y'all
fair.
Can forget it.
I heard a snippet of it. I'm like, oh, this is not even fair.
Y'all can forget it.
This is not even fair.
Yeah, Bishop Jackson told me. He said, Bishop, when you get there tomorrow night, listen out for Bishop Jeffrey White's song.
Oh my God, that song is ridiculous. I can't even believe. And it's not.
You're talking to a veteran, man. You talking to a gospel
and it's not a regular song. Like you listen. Y'all see for yourself. Because in rehearsal,
just come tomorrow. Just all roads like Bishop D-Lo said.
All roads lead to True Worship tomorrow night. Let's pack that place out tomorrow night.
Let's do it. Yeah, let's support my friend, all of our brothers, Bishop Al Jackson. Let's do it.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Yes. So Brooklyn choir music is back on the map. We're gonna put it back on the map tomorrow night, New York style, as the way the only New York can do it. Because nothing against Ricky Dillon and all the wonderful people from around the country, but nobody does choir music like New York City.
New York
the sound is coming. The sound is coming. James Hall's song is ridiculous. S.D. Bullock's song is ridiculous. Like,
we might not get through the recording. Is that what you're telling us?
Jawan Martin's song.
I heard Jawan's song. It's a problem.
I heard Handbrick's song is nice too.
Handbrick wrote an anthem, and it's ridiculous.
I didn't hear Handbrick's song.
Yeah, I heard Handbrick's song.
It's ridiculous. Davy's song is dope. Danny Eason's song is dope.
Well,
right. They got Danny Eason to come out.
They brought out the heavy hitters for this. They brought
New York out. They brought out New York.
So it's gonna be amazing. Yeah. You don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it tomorrow night.
Eric McDaniel's song is dope.
Yeah, I heard his song is dope too. Yes. Listen, this whole album from top to bottom. Listen,
It's gonna be a banger. It's
listen.
gonna be a banger.
I already got the inside track on it. So, listen, I got
It-
the inside track. I can't say it though.
it's gonna be an absolute
Just be
banger,
in the
y'all.
building and
You,
be
you
ready.
you're
Be
gonna
ready
want to
to
be there
support
tomorrow night
financially. Support this project. Buy this album,
when it
please.
drops. Yes, be ready.
Yes.
It's gonna be amazing. So Drew said he got the runs from this game. Listen, we've been saying this all year, Larry. As we get back to basketball, Tibbs got to play the bench. He just
He's not
absolutely
doing
does
it.
not do it. It's
He's
not going
not
to
doing
happen
it,
at this point.
guys.
Yo,
So
there's no way
just
that you
stop
can
talking
win.
about it at this point.
You can't win a playoff game. You can't win a playoff game only going 8. You cannot. You can't win a playoff game only going 8. We won against Detroit going 10. We won against Boston
Going
going
9.
10.
No, we went 9.
10.
We went 9 against Boston.
You trying to
You get
come
to the
up with,
conference finals and you want to shorten the. What are we doing? You don't
and
shorten the
yo,
rotation now.
somebody's got to be in his ear because at the end of the day,
But Butler, I think they are. He's just not listening. I've
and
seen.
that's
I
the
saw
reason
Rich
why.
Definitely,
Brunson.
Larry.
I
Carlisle
saw
is
And
playing
and
Brunson in
chess.
his
that's
ear all night. Brunson was talking to him, but this guy, I just believe he's so stubborn that he
and that's
doesn't
the
listen.
that's the reason why I have hope that a decision is going to be made concerning him. You're saying no, I, and I and I'm and I
You're
think
hoping.
that
You are hoping against
I
hope,
want you to be right, by the way,
right?
Butler.
I think that
I
you're
want you to
right.
be right.
I think that you're right, Jay. But something got to give. They got to say something to him. I know they saying something to him. You can't tell me that the players that you have on this bench are players that you asked for, and you're not gonna play them. You're not gonna play these players that you asked for. You asked for these style
We,
of players,
we've been saying it all season. This is the team you asked for.
and you're
This is
not
the
gonna play
team you
them.
went to Wes and to Leon and say, these are the guys I need to win. You picked Landry Shamet over Marcus Morris, which at the time,
He's still salty about that too.
yeah, Marcus Morris is upset. Which at the time, honestly, at the time, I thought it was a crazy decision. Do I
Me
like
too.
Shamet's game? I do. But Marcus Morris can still get. Marcus Morris was built for this time of
He can
year.
give you 12 and 5
Right.
at
Marcus
the
Morris
drop of
was
a
built.
dime.
Marcus Morris essentially is a poor man's Melo. If you couldn't get Melo, Marcus Morris is the next best bet to have this time of year.
With toughness,
Right.
Right. He
with
gonna go inside
with
and bang.
toughness, with locker room leadership.
Yeah. You brought in PJ Tucker for locker room leadership, but you don't play him.
He's our version of what's his name that was in Miami all those years. Now he's on ESPN.
Udonis has, but see,
He's our version of Udonis
but the
Haslem.
difference is that Spoelstra also is a genius. Number one, a genius of a coach.
I think he's the best coach in the NBA.
But
I always
but
said that.
also Spo. The other issue is Spo has always had veteran laden teams. So those were guys that responded to that. This generation of players, yeah, they respond to a certain extent to PJ, but they respond more to players who are actually playing with them. That's why I think Marcus Morris would have been a better addition, because Marcus Morris is going to play his way into the lineup. There's no denying that. He's been that way everywhere he's been, where they just brought him in as a filler, and next thing you know, this dude is starting because he's just that kind of a dog where he's undeniable. You gotta play Marcus Morris. He
agree
gonna
with
make
that.
it so you gotta play him.
We need Melo back.
But like you said,
But Melo. Remember, Melo talked about it. What the Knicks was talking about under Tibbs. It didn't make sense for him to come back because he would have been at the end of the bench too.
Tibbs wouldn't have played him.
So Melo was like, "What? I'm coming back."
Melo
for
would
that
have got Tibbs fired by now.
Yeah, but he didn't have the same voice anymore.
That's what I say.
Yeah.
That's what I say. Hendrickson. Jeffrey White has the song. That song is Voltron. I'm kidding.
4 feet and legs.
Yo,
That's right,
that
Drew.
song is
Jeffrey
Voltron,
Bishop
yo.
Jeffrey White ain't never been regular. That's the truth. He ain't never been regular.
Listen,
That
I
song
still
is
harken back.
Voltron.
I still harken back to the Myrna Summers album on the video, not the tape, but the video where he does his bass solo. I have yet to hear anybody solo a bass in gospel like Bishop Jeffrey White did on that album. That thing
Yeah.
was crazy.
And we're talking about a genre that has Fred Hammond.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
that's telling you something right
That's
there.
and listen, that's a homework assignment for you youngins.
Yeah, go look up Murder Sermons. Yeah,
Go Google
go look that
Bishop
up.
Jeffrey White bass solo Murder Summers album, and trust me, you won't regret it.
If you into music,
Yes, you won't regret it.
assuming they lose this series, they get off to a snow start next year, they'll let him go. Then that's
No,
not,
no.
I think he gets the whole next year. I think he
He
gets
gets
the
I
whole
don't
season.
think
the whole
so.
year.
I'm going with Kevin on that one. As
Okay.
a matter of fact, I'm willing to go to DraftKings on that one. If we get off to a slow start, they're going to get him out of here.
But Tibbs teams are notoriously
Always
slow
slow start.
starters.
They're going to get him
They're
out of here. And
notorious
you know who's
slow
going to get him out of here? Jalen Brunson going to get him out of here. They've given that man the white hat. Jalen
That's
Brunson
true.
gonna-
Jalen Brunson is the white hat. Jalen Brunson is the white
Brunson
hat.
gonna get him out of
Taylor
here.
Gone, yes, but Jalen loves him right now.
Right now.
I agree, Ant West. Why get PJ Tucker if you ain't gonna play him?
But he don't love him more than he love his father.
I
And
agree
if
with
this-
that too.
and if this
if
is
it's a
not-
chance to get that job for Rick,
It's going to happen. And let me tell you this right
I'm here
now.
for Mike Malone.
And let me tell you this right now. I would not be far removed from saying that Rick Brunson might be able to coach this team better than Tibbs.
But I said that to you
Yeah.
during the season.
J
Butler.
Max said that during the season.
I
Yep.
said that to you.
I think you wasn't on that night.
You wasn't
but
on
yeah,
it. You was like,
J-
no.
J-
But I said that to you.
I wasn't on that night.
You were.
Was he?
Yeah. He said Butler said he didn't think he could coach. He didn't think that. You said you didn't think it would be a good move. You didn't think it would be. You thought the conflict of interest.
Uh-oh. Listen, even as great as Reggie Parker is, he got to give it to Bishop Jeffrey White.
Leave Jeff White alone. Leave Jeff White
He gotta
alone.
leave Bishop Jeffrey White alone on that one.
Leave Jeff White alone.
He was different.
This is no slight to Reg. We all know
Definitely
what
not.
Reggie
Definitely
is.
not. We know
We all know who
Reg Parker
Reggie
is.
It's no slight to him, but we said
at
what
all.
we said. It's no
Yeah.
slight to him, but we
I
said
think,
what we said.
I think
Yeah.
we stand at 10 toes down on that
We
one.
said what we said.
But
And if
listen,
Reggie White was, and if Reggie,
he
Parker.
just celebrated a birthday.
if Reggie Parker, he know the truth.
Happy birthday, happy 58th birthday, Reggie Parker.
Happy birthday.
58th.
Right. Right.
Happy 58th too.
Now, I
to
agree
one
with
of
this,
the
Kevin.
greats.
Yes, had they lost to the Pistons, he's fired. I do think so. I
Yeah.
do
He's
think
there,
if they
but he's
lost to the
not,
Pistons, he's
and
fired.
he's not going to be fired next year. I'm with D'Lo. They're going to give him the whole year.
They're gonna give him the whole year.
They're not going to fire him
Maybe.
at the half.
Maybe
They're not
Rick
gonna do
Brunson
that.
coaches this team. Rick Brunson is a New York Knick. Maybe Rick Brunson coaches this team.
And
I
Rick
would not be surprised if
Rick
Rick
Brunson-
Brunson.
He fits the mold of the type of coach that is successful in right now's NBA. He's younger, he's a former player, and he's innovative.
And he has
So
the respect.
and
of
he has the
players.
respect of the locker room, and his son is the captain of the team. So
And remember,
that
we
helps.
said this. We said this at the during the off season. We said this. There is a method to why the Knicks made Jalen Brunson captain. We said this. Let's take a trip back in time. We all said this.
Oh yeah, Rick Brunson's
There-
next. Rick Brunson's next.
There is a reason why Jalen Brunson is not a co-captain. He is the captain.
And it's been a long time since the Knicks have had a singular captain.
Yes. Yes. So I wouldn't be surprised, Butler, if he is the coach. I just don't know if it's going to happen next. I think it's going to happen in 2026. It's not going to happen It's not going to happen next year.
I agree. I agree with this overseer. Jalen Brunson has not begun to use his influence as the star of the team yet.
Don't get me started there.
But when he
Don't get me
does,
started there.
He's
no,
going to
no,
though.
we've seen it in spurts, like the play that won the Detroit series. We saw the video. He got in the huddle and he changed the play. he changed the play. Whatever Tibbs said, he was like, "Yo, Tibbs," and he jumped up and he got the clipboard and he changed the play. So we've seen it in spurts. I think it's one of those things where he's gonna have to get fed up. I think Jalen's gonna have to get fed up and like, okay, he's gonna have to go to Wes and Leon and go, all right, we got to make a move.
Listen, Mikel tried to speak up this season. Let's not forget that.
And
He
Tibbs
tried.
squelched it. Yep, and Tibbs squelched it.
He tried. Let's not forget that. Mikel Bridges tried to speak up about this issue in the season, about playing the starters too many minutes. Let's not forget that. This was spoken about. This was an issue.
Mikel Bridges said himself, we got guys on our
Game
bench who can play.
63.
He said, we got guys on our bench who
Game
can play.
63.
And they need to play more.
And
we were saying it.
And the coach said that conversation never happened.
Which means he wasn't listening.
And
Clearly,
this is coming from the NBA's Iron Man.
the guy who has not missed a game since he started playing in this league.
He ain't missed a game since high school.
Yep, that's correct.
Okay? Not since he came in the NBA. Not since he was at Villanova. He ain't missed a game since high school. That's the last time this man has missed a game.
Do we stand pat and run it back with the same squad, or do
We have no choice.
Second apron.
The apron ain't letting us do it no other way. We're with we've got
This
this team
team
for the
has a
next 3 years.
4-year window.
Yeah.
Yo, let me say
This
this to
team
you,
right
Kevin.
here has a 4-year window.
The days of super teams
Over.
are
Over.
gone.
Over.
Parity has entered the conversation. And it's here to stay.
They've become the NFL. That's
Yep.
what the NBA has become. NFL went to parity. And that's what the NBA did. And they're slowly taking away the player's voice, little by little by little by.
Do you know that this will be the
It's not
first-
going to be a players' league in 5 years. In 5 years, it's going to be an owners' league.
You know, this is going to be the first NBA Finals since 2008 that will not have a team from either California or Texas in the finals.
This is what they want. But the sad part is, if the Knicks don't make the finals, this is going to be a low-rated finals.
Oh, nobody's watching that crap.
The
Oh,
NBA
Minnesota,
wants New York to make it.
OKC? Nobody's watching that. I'm sorry, or OKC, Indiana? Nobody's watching that.
Nobody's watching that. Nobody is watching the NBA Finals with Indiana in it.
First,
Only Indiana.
I was going to say,
That's it.
firstly, everyone hates Tyrese Halliburton. To a man, fans hate Tyrese Halliburton. He is not beloved except anywhere but Indiana. And not for nothing, for the most part, fans hate SGA.
Yeah, because they already labeling him as a foul baiter. So
The fans want, and I've seen it everywhere. I'm sure you guys have seen it everywhere as well. The fans want New York, Minnesota.
they want Knicks, Minnesota. They want Knicks,
The
Timberwolves.
fans want Knicks Wolves because that's a story. The two teams who made the biggest trade in years in the NBA the day before training camp will duke it out to see, and because the narrative will be this: the finals would have determined who won the trade.
Who won the trade? Yeah.
The league wants that.
They praying for it. They like, come on, Knicks. For the first time, the league is. It's
No, they're
open
not.
to
Not the way they officiating Jalen.
I know.
Not the way they officiating Jalen. They're not.
That's gonna be a bad. I'm telling you, if Indiana gets past, Indiana plays anybody from the West, it's gonna be such a low-rated finals. That's not what.
Listen, when Indiana was in the finals with Reggie, it was low rated. When they played the Lakers,
And they
because
played
nobody wants
Kobe,
to see Indiana.
And they played Kobe and Shaq, and it still didn't matter.
They don't want to see this. People don't want. And again, I'm not taking nothing away from India. We're just talking about the fact from a marketing standpoint. This is not the matchup that the NBA or the world wants. It's not. It's not.
Nobody is watching OKC and Indiana
I know I'm
in the
not.
finals. I'm not watching it. I refuse to watch it. I will watch. I will binge watch WrestleMania.
Listen,
We
I'm going back to WWE when the Knicks
we
get knocked
we
out.
will go back. We'll be back on our regular Tuesday nights talking about
Right.
other stuff.
Talking about baseball.
Talk about Yankees, Mets.
Mets. We talk about the W. We'll be in that. Liberty have started off 3-0.
Yep.
Kudos to the defense. Yo, those rings were sick.
Yo, those rings is crazy.
Those rings, which turned into earrings.
Earring. Yo, those
Crazy.
rings were sick. And they got their valuation today. James Dolan's got to be kicking himself. He sold the team to Joe Tsai for $12 million. Today, the Liberty were valued at $450 million. Look at Al's face.
Leave it to Dolan, right?
Dolan is kicking himself right now. But we all knew all it took. You're in New York. Win that one championship.
Win that one championship.
And that's why they don't want
The Knicks win the chip. They're gonna be worth $40 billion. And that's why Dolan is holding on, because Dolan is like, if I can just get this team to win one championship, we set forever. Because this is gonna be the first $40 billion franchise ever.
And then he'll sell it.
Right. He'll sell the
absolutely.
year after.
Absolutely. And that's the reason why we don't get no calls and the league is against us, because they know that it will make that man filthy rich, and the league hates Dolan.
Right, overseer. Talk about appreciation. Because that was just 16 years ago that sale happened for $12 million. Dolan sold it to Joe Tsai for $12 million 16 years ago. And now the Liberty are worth $450 million. American dollars, as they say.
And they're about to get that, and they're about to get a new deal in about a year. They're gonna go to the table. And when they sign that new television deal, boy.
Oh, they already print money over there in downtown Brooklyn. They're building the Liberty their own practice facility, separate from the Nets practice facility.
Right.
Is that crazy? And that place looks like it's gonna be amazing.
It's a palace.
Right.
It's a freaking palace.
They're gonna make sure that the Liberty never go anywhere.
Yep.
I want them to just start calling them the Brooklyn Liberty.
I think that's the right thing to do. But they're not going to do it.
They're not going to do it because
New York is the marketing name.
Not to mention they are an original franchise.
Yeah.
They're an original franchise.
Yeah.
And that's why
Brooklyn ever get a Liberty? Will Brooklyn ever get their own team? I don't think so. Because the Liberty are there.
Where Dolan messed up with the Liberty, and I know this is supposed to be a post-game show, but I got to mention this because I was thinking about it when I saw the valuation. Where Dolan messed up with the Liberty was when he did that renovation of Madison Square Garden that summer, and they had to play in Westchester, and it was supposed to be for one summer, and he left them there. That's where he messed up, because at the Garden they were drawing crowds, but nobody was going to Westchester. Nobody was going up there.
Wasn't they at the Prudential Center one time too?
Yeah, they played a couple of games at the Pru as well. But their main home during that renovation period for the Garden, because remember, the Garden took 3 summers to renovate. And for those 3 summers, they played at the Westchester County Center, they played at the Pru, and they rotated. Everybody thought they was coming back to the Garden, but then he left them up there. He never brought them back to the Garden.
No respect. He didn't respect them.
And then he started losing money because nobody's going to Westchester. He said, oh, we might as well just sell this off. Now they're worth $450 million. Look at this nonsense. He talking about now he tried to do a theme song for the Liberty. Listen, the Liberty are where it's at.
They're the champs.
They are New York's most recent champion, and they are the favorite to repeat.
And they're 3-0. Out of the gate.
They are the favorite.
3-0.
And I mean, they're 3-0, 3-0. They've won every game by an average of 20 points.
Right. They ain't just slipping by. No.
And this is without but Nigel Lady Hamilton for the season. She's out for the season.
Her. That's my girl, man.
Yeah, I was hurt to see that. They suspended her because she got hurt in playing in Unrivaled.
3-on-3.
In Unrivaled, but kudos to Unrivaled. They're paying her Liberty contract.
Awesome.
They're paying her Liberty contract.
She got suspended?
because she got hurt over there playing.
Because see, the WNBA deal allows you to play during the offseason overseas. You can't play in another American league and be insured, which is stupid. But that's one of the things that when they go back to the table for the collective
That's
bargaining
gonna be a
agreement,
negotiating
that's
chip.
going and I'm sure they're gonna bring that up. If the Players Association, if the WNBA Players Association is smart, that's gonna be the case study. Like y'all had a team suspend a player because she was trying to make a living. Because y'all and y'all are only paying $135,000 a year. So she went to another league to make up the rest.
Yo, she was big time on that playoff run, man.
But
She played,
they got Natasha Cloud, who is fitting seamlessly.
yeah.
Natasha
First of
Cloud
all,
has fitting seamlessly.
the fact that you only paying her $100 and something thousand
One
dollars
hundred
a year,
thirty-five thousand
And they
a
voided her
year.
contract. They
Right,
voided her
Kevin.
contract.
Those
They
seats were
suspended her
low
voided
and
her
empty in
contract.
Westchester.
Yeah, it
did
was
they give
nobody
her?
would have gone up
Did they
there.
give her ring though, or they
Yeah, she got
didn't?
a ring.
She
Yeah,
got the
she was
ring,
she got a
but
ring.
she ain't got no money
Right, and she wasn't able to be at opening night to get her ring and see the banner go up.
because she got suspended, so she couldn't enter the building. Yeah, she got suspended, so she couldn't come in the building. So how that sucks. They basically had to just. She probably had to pick it up before the game. Come pick it up. Probably had to get that done. That
Yeah.
sucks. She couldn't
Yes,
even get
Keisha.
out there with her old teammates.
Keisha, it is dumb. It is the
Yeah,
stupidest
bad
thing
man.
that, and that is one of the first rules that absolutely needs to change. Yeah, overseer, they did the league did her dirt. The league did her dirty because
They
of the
did her
way
dirty.
those contracts are. Because like even like from what I understand, the Liberty weren't very happy about it, but that's a league wide thing
Yeah, they had
because
to. It's a league rule.
all of those contracts. Because you got to remember, the NBA actually owns half of the WNBA.
'Cause they
So
fund
even
them.
though there are owners, because they're funding certain things, they have an insurance company, the same insurance company that insures NBA contracts, insures WNBA contracts as well. And they made them put that clause in every WNBA contract. It's absolute travesty. It's an absolute travesty. And that rule needs to go. It absolutely needs to go. Yeah, Keisha, you and I talked about that the other day. It absolutely needs to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why. Because Caitlin Clark was gonna go unrivaled, and then she pulled out because, like, wait, they gonna mess with the money if I get hurt? Like, never mind. And
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. You know, it's one of those things where the league one, and that's the thing I want people to understand about the W. And then we're gonna get out of here for tonight. But that's one of the things I want people to understand about the W. Like, it's really an issue where you say that you want your league to be taken seriously. You want your league to be seen as mainstream. You want the players to make a certain amount of money. But the problem is you're not. I mean, and nobody's expecting you to pay men's money yet. They're not there. No, but you only have 13 teams. You got players who were drafted high that are getting cut from teams because there just isn't any. There aren't any spots on these
No.
teams because the NBA has 15 players and the WNBA only has 12 on their roster. There is no G League. There are no two-way contracts. So there is no way to get some really
It's pretty bare
good
bones. It's pretty
Yeah.
bare bones. Yeah.
There's no way to get some really good female ball players on teams. There's no way to do it. So now they've got to go overseas, and most of them don't really want to do that. The American leagues need to really understand this is why women tend to go to Europe, because the European women's game gets so much more respect than the American women's game. And it's sad. It's sad.
Yep. D-Lo. So what's your prediction, man? For
I think the
Sunday?
Knicks win game 3 on Sunday. I think the quick turnaround benefits them. I do think the quick turnaround does benefit them. They have shown a resiliency and an ability to bounce back with their backs against the wall. And again, I keep saying it, you got to win 4. You got to win 4.
You see this? You see this? You see this? You see this, Jason
Yeah, I see
Henderson?
this. I see it.
Well,
Uh-oh.
I appreciate that, my brother. I appreciate the compliment. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I don't go around touting it. You know, I do it when I have to. You know, but thank you.
He's so humble, Jay.
I
He's so
try to be.
humble.
I do. I try to be. I do. I really try to be humble. There's so many other people out here that can sing and listen.
Willie, don't start your nonsense. I'm consistent. I say this in every series. Remember last year when Denver was down 2-0. In fact you were on with us that night when Denver went down 2-0. And what did I say? I said it's not over yet. You got to win 4. Denver was the champs until they weren't. That's the way it works. You can't win. You don't win a series in 2 games. We've seen teams. We saw a 73-9 team up 3-1 lose
And they
with
had
Game 7 at
I was
home.
gonna say they had Game 7 in their gym.
We saw a 2-0 Knick team last year, a bounce
Losing
away
7.
from being up 3-0, lose. So, no, not of course you would say this. The series is not over. These are 2 very evenly matched teams. The difference is in coaching. And if Indiana comes out and has a bad shooting night on on Sunday, you don't think the Knicks are going to beat them?
And I will say this now: if the Knicks lose Sunday, and Indiana goes up 3-0, I will concede and say yes, it's over.
Right, but you can't concede the series. You got to win 4.
Not
and
at
it's
2-0.
And it's not like the Knicks can't win 4 games in a row. It's
Right.
not like the Knicks can't win 4 of 5. And Game 7 is in their building. And Game 7 this year would be very different than Game 7 last year, if everybody gets through the series healthy. So,
We got a little scared tonight with Mitch. It was scary. I was like,
Yeah.
oh boy. I was like, ooh. But he
it's
seemed
not
to walk it
Willie,
off.
it's not a bad matchup. It's bad coaching. These teams are go up and down those rosters, Willie. These 2 teams are evenly matched. The advantage to Indiana is in the coaching. It is in Rick Carlisle is absolutely a better coach than Tom Thibodeau. That I will give you. It's not a bad matchup. Bad matchups is where you have a team that is better than you at every position. But Tyrese Halliburton and Jalen Brunson. I'm taking Brunson over Halliburton all day, every day. The league is taking Brunson over Halliburton. Jalen Brunson was second team All-NBA. Tyrese was only third team. At the 2 guard, Andrew Nembhard and Josh Hart. That's a wash. I might give the edge, honestly, to Hart because Hart does more in terms of rebounding. So he can do other things that Nembhard doesn't do. Nembhard is a catch and shooter, and he's a decent defender. Aaron Nesmith at the 3 and Mikal Bridges, I might give the advantage to Nesmith only because he's been a better shooter, but he doesn't get enough shots.
And he's not a better defender than Bridges.
And he can't put the ball on the floor like Bridges. Nesmith can't get his own shot. He is a catch-and-shoot 3-point guy. Even Reggie said that tonight.
Listen,
At
the
the
funny
4,
thing
OG and Pascal Siakam is a wash.
and they talk about
And I'm taking Cat over Miles Turner every day.
And that's where I was going. Miles, they talk about how soft Cat is. Miles Turner is just as soft. Miles Turner stays on the perimeter most of the time. He doesn't go down low.
And that your point is taken, Willie. And that is coaching. Willie said Tibbs runs 7 and will not deviate. Brunson is tired and will fizz out. Sorry for him. But that's coaching. It's not a bad matchup. That's my point. It's not a bad matchup. That's coaching.
He actually gave Brunson quite a few minutes tonight. He rested
Brunson played 39 minutes tonight.
Yeah.
He had to go back to Brunson earlier than he wanted to in the 4th because the game was getting away.
And Cameron Payne wasn't.
Cameron Payne was terrible, and you again, that's on Tibbs too. When you play guys sporadically all season long, there is no rhythm. There is no rhythm. You had the most campaign play, and this is what you did. You campaign was great while Brunson was out. Remember that. While Brunson was out with that injury, the Knicks went 11-6.
'Cause he
So
was
it's not
playing-
like they were bad.
He
Campaign
was
was
in rhythm.
great.
Campaign was in rhythm.
And then Brunson came back and he sat him on the bench again. Instead of saying, I can find 20 minutes a game for this guy. Yes, Brunson is your best player. We get that. But you got to keep your, and this is all Mikel was saying in game 63 when he said, we got a bench that can play. You keep the guys in rhythm during the regular season for this time of year. So you can throw, this is what Carlisle did all year, and that's what makes him a great coach. He rotated 8 guys all season long for the most part, but you know what Carlisle did? It was a different set of 8 every game. It was a different set of bench players depending upon who they were matched up against. So everybody had freshness. Everybody.
And Siakam said it tonight. He said, "Hey, the next game, I probably won't even be the leading scorer." He said it.
He
said,
knows it.
He said, "I probably won't even be the leading scorer." He said, "But our team don't care who's the scorer."
Right.
I think that was kind of a shot at the Knicks too. When he
It's a
said
shot
that.
at Tibbs' philosophy.
Yes, yeah.
It's a shot at Tibbs' philosophy. Everything has to go through Jalen Brunson. I'm trying not to get on another rant, but you brought in more offensive firepower by bringing in. Yes, OG and Mikel are primarily defenders. I agree with that, but they bring. One was a number 1 option in Brooklyn. The other we always saw the flashes of being a number 1 option. You brought in Cat, who was a number 1 option in Minnesota until Ant-Man got there. You surrounded Brunson with all of this offense and then still run the entire offense through Brunson. Brunson, and I was driving the other day before game 1, and I thought about it. I said the Knicks can win this series if they defend the way they defended in the Celtics series and they spread the ball around. I don't need Brunson to get 40 a game if I'm spreading the ball around because I have 5 starters that can get 30. 5. Yes, including Josh Hart. But even if not, if I get 25 from OG, if I get 25 from Bridges, get 25 from Cat, 25 from Brunson, that's 100 points. Then what you get from Cam, Deuce, Mitch, and Josh Hart, 4 other guys, is gravy. You can average 125 points a game.
And Mitchell Robinson played a great game tonight.
Mitch was great. 6 points, 9 rebounds.
How many blocks? 2 blocks? 3 blocks?
2 blocks, couple of steals.
Yeah, he was great, man. He stabilized us in that first quarter because that first quarter was starting to get away, and he came in.
Cat was getting cooked because teams have found out that Cat does not like to move his feet on the perimeter, and because of that, he got cooked. He gets cooked every time.
Every time they put him in that pick and roll, it was like time to eat.
As Kendrick Perkins would say, he don't move them puppies. He doesn't move them puppies. And if you don't move them puppies, in the league the way it is now, these guys will hit walk-up threes all game long on you. Because you're giving them 5 feet because you're trying to hedge against the drop. No, get up on him and slide. Mitch does it and he's fine at 7 feet tall. And he still manages to stay in front of people.
What time is the game Sunday?
8 o'clock.
I believe I'm going to have to agree with Willie on this one, D-Lo. I think it's over. Not philosophically, but I think mentally the Knicks are done.
I don't think so. Because, again, this is a team that has shown every time we've thought they were done this year, they've been resilient and run off a 2 or 3 game winning streak. Every time. So, based upon that, I can't say that they're done. And I don't believe that this is an Indiana. I don't think, as hungry as Indiana seems to be, I don't think they're the type of team that can knock off the Knicks 4 straight and the Knicks don't get a game or two off of them. I don't see that. Because, again, like everybody else they've played, Indiana has their down games as well. Indiana has not had a bad shooting night in the playoffs yet. Remember, it's still math. It's got to average out. And I do believe that
That's
if
true.
in any game where it becomes a war of attrition, it favors the Knicks.
That's true.
In a war of attrition, it favors the Knicks. If they're both having bad, you saw that in the Celtics series. Those were games 1 and 2. Both teams shot poorly. It was a war of attrition. Knicks win those games. The Knicks are not going to win a shootout with you. No, absolutely not. If you're clicking on all, because you saw the 2 games that Boston was shooting lights out, they killed us. You saw it in the one game that Detroit shot lights out. They killed us. But if it's a war of attrition, my money's always going to be on the Knicks.
Cat didn't even play bad tonight, really, either. Other than
No, he wasn't bad.
On the defensive end, he was getting cooked, but
No, offensively he was decent.
and he wasn't really making stupid fouls like he normally does.
He only had 3 fouls.
Yeah, he wasn't terrible.
He
tonight.
got sat because he wasn't moving his feet defensively. And quite honestly, I feel that is the product of him being tired from the season. He played a lot of minutes this year, more than probably he's played since Tibbs first had him. And that wears on you.
A lot of miles on them legs.
Today was game 2 of this series. They had played 6 in the first round, 6 in the second round. It's 12, 14 games. So this was game number 96 of the season. This was game 96 of the season. He tired. 96 games.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
great. So he's
And when you put it in perspective like that,
yeah, this is game 96. When all is said and done, this team is going to play at least 100 games. This is why you use your bench. This is why. Because if you're building your team to win a championship, look at OKC. That's another super deep team where nobody plays over 25 minutes. And this is why they're killing in Minnesota right now.
oh, Joe Julius had a terrible. He went back to where all them Julius fans at after last night.
Yeah, he went back to trying to do it
He
himself.
went back to old Julius last night. Everybody that was singing his praises. 6 points. 6 points. 4 turnovers. Benched in the fourth quarter by the coach. And y'all know Julius, he'll check out on you. You do stuff like that to him.
Listen, kudos to Chris Finch for benching him, though, because he wasn't good last night.
Yeah, he bet, but you know, y'all listen. We Knicks
Because
fans.
Tibbs would have had him out there.
You
Come
were
on, you
so-
know it. Tibbs would have had him out there.
You are so right. Bro, you are so right. Tibbs would have had him out there. But I don't even know what that series is. I don't know if Minnesota going to get a game off of these dudes.
Now, the way that's looking, I don't think Minnesota gets a game. And I'm sorry to say that because I wanted New York, Minnesota because that's the better story. Not just because I'm a Knicks fan. That's just the better story.
It's the better storyline.
But
But Knicks versus anybody is a great story.
it's because it's the Knicks. But
Right. If it's Knicks versus OKC or Knicks versus Minnesota. But Indiana, that's going to be a dud.
absolutely. And honestly, I think Indiana gets, if it's OKC in Indiana gets swept.
Yeah.
Because
Tyrese ain't
they
stopping. They can't stop SGA.
they can't stop SGA. And yes, Indiana is fast, but OKC is fast and athletic.
And their defense is crazy.
That's they are scary. Yes,
Their defense is off the. They calling them one of the.
that's
top
one of the top
5
defensive teams
defenses
ever. Yeah,
ever.
I agree
Not
with that.
just this year.
I agree with that.
They're saying ever.
That's a really good defensive team over there in OKC.
Yo, that Chet Holmgren and
And Hartenstein, that double big lineup, that's impregnable. You're not getting to the basket against the two of them.
Come on, man. Come
Yeah,
on.
yes, Sam. The Knicks have been better on the road. We'll see if that holds up on Sunday. We'll see if
It's
it
a
holds up
must.
on Sunday night. It is
Listen,
a
tonight
must-win
was a
game.
must-win for them. Sunday, I don't even know what you call it. Sunday is just we just trying to see if we can stay alive. Sunday ain't even must-win. They got to win Sunday in order for Game 4 to be a must-win.
There's a sense of desperation that I have not seen from the Knicks yet in this series. It's a desperation I saw in the Boston series, and which is why I never worried in that series. There's no desperation that I've not seen this desperation here. It's like they know we match up better with them, so we should win. You can't play like that. You can't. Yeah, that's true too, Sam. These playoffs has a bunch of Knick players on every team. We playing against Obi Toppin. In the other series, you got DiVincenzo and Randall. And on OKC, you got Hartenstein. So either a Knick, a current Knick, or an ex-Knick will win an NBA championship this year. It never fails. I mean, the Hartenstein thing I can't be too mad about because, quite honestly,
We couldn't sign him. We
nothing
didn't
we
have
can
the
do
money.
about that. The Obi Toppin thing, we can be mad at because
That was Tibbs.
he just needed more development.
Tibbs kept parking him in the corner, letting him shoot threes all night. He never used his athleticism.
And he's become a decent defender and rebounder.
Yes, he has.
Just got to develop him.
Yep.
The only reason he's not starting is because he's playing behind Pascal Siakam, who's an all-star.
Yep.
But he's content with his role because you can tell this coach trusts him. He trusts him for big minutes. He was out there in overtime against us in game 1.
Got a big slam in overtime.
So, people forget, those of us who play ball, the trust of your coach goes a long way towards your confidence. When you know that your coach trusts you, it puts you in another strategy. I can preach that. As a player, knowing my coach trusted me, it made me a different player. I have more confidence because I didn't have to look over at the bench if I made a mistake. I didn't have to worry that I was going to get yanked. And I don't feel like, other than the starting 5, there's nobody on Tibbs's bench that can play with that kind of freedom because but there were guys who said that. Look at what Quentin Grimes has become.
A go-to guy.
Quentin Grimes is on his way to becoming a star in this league. He's on his way. He's legit on his way. Him and Tyrese Maxey in that Philly backcourt. If Philly is smart, they gut that team and build around Maxey and Grimes and Jared McCain.
That's it.
That's your 1, your 2, and your 3 right there.
Yep. Get rid of
Embiid, get rid of Paul George, and build around those 3 young boys who are all 23 and younger. That's your core going forward if Daryl Morey is smart. But he's not. He hasn't been traditionally smart either. So
right, I was gonna say
he's another one that likes big names. But a core of Maxey, Jared McCain, and Quentin Grimes, that could be a problem in Philly if they're smart
with the right coach.
Because
I don't know if Nick Nurse could get the best out of him.
I don't think so. Nick Nurse is old school too.
I would get Jason Kidd in there.
Yeah, with those 3 guys, and just run.
Yes, I would get Jay Kidd in there.
Because that's a team.
Kidd in the ear of a Tyrese Maxey.
And McCain and Grimes are plus defenders.
Yeah.
So I mean, Maxey is a willing defender, but he's not a great defender. He's gonna try though. But the other 2 are really good defenders. Like those are the guys you build around. But we're gonna get out of here for tonight.
Yes, sir.
We appreciate you all rocking with us. Thanks again for joining us on tonight. Don't forget, tomorrow, if you are in Brooklyn, join us at the True Worship Church tomorrow for the New York Family 2 live recording, 872 Crescent Street, 6 p.m. tomorrow night. It's going to be a banger. And you see all of these wonderful people that are on this flyer. That's not even half of it. This is just some of the writers. There are songs written. Well, you see David Wright is on there. Two of our guys are on there. David Wright wrote a song. Bishop LB wrote a song. Overseer Jason Hendrickson, our brother, but our antagonist, he wrote a song. It's going to be amazing. So you want to join us tomorrow at the True Worship Church, 872 Crescent Street in Brooklyn, tomorrow at 6 p.m. Let's pack that place out tomorrow night as we share with the New York family. Again, all pros tickets are $20. If you didn't buy your tickets online through Eventbrite, you can pay in cash at the door. Cash only at the door. Don't come with your card.
No Zelle, no Cash App.
No Zelle, no Cash App. Ain't no debit swipe. You need cash. So stop by the ATM. No Givelify. You got to stop at the ATM on your way in and get you a $20 bill, and you're going to hand that in at the door if you did not get your tickets online already. We'll be there. Again, if you see us there and you watch this show, come up, give us a handshake. We'll take pictures, all that wonderful stuff. I'll be there. J-Mac will be there. L, of course, and Davey will be there because their songs are being recorded. So it's going to be a wonderful time as New York City takes back its rightful place as the home of choir music. We're looking forward to it. Until then, still orange and blue skies. Headed to Indiana, down 2-0, but you got to win 4. So we'll see you. Game 3 is Sunday night. We'll be back on after Sunday night's game. Until then, orange and blue skies are still over New York City. We'll see you Sunday. Have a great night, everyone.
Yo, this is the state of emergency. Check. I need all my Knicks fans right now to grab your jerseys, your popcorn, your sodas, whatever you got to do to get ready for this game. I don't care if you're a cheerleader, an athlete, a couch potato. We're here to restore the feeling. Matter of fact, how do you say it from New York? What I say it from New York? Hey, yo, let's go now.
Hey, yo, I bring that New York energy. Talking 42nd Street. Alley hoop finger roll. Ain't nobody checking me. Crossover through the legs. Step back, hit a 3. Still up in the hood, but got big baller tendencies. She just trying to get flued out to John Kennedy. Just to see the Knicks play. Make a couple memories. New York, if you ain't from here, don't pretend to be. And if you ain't rocking with the Knicks, you an enemy. Yeah, look at us. Whole city is wild. This is New York. Why y'all ever counted us out? Any game we attend? Yeah, we taking it now. Fast break on the court. All up and down. Lead a garden in the pigsty. Yeah, we get it on this side. Bacon, egg, and cheese or the lobster mac with the ribeye. Either way, we winning the overtime if we get tired. Get it with the team, yeah, that's just something we live by. Hey, yo, first quarter in, we gon' turn it up. Gotta warm up first, then we taking it dub.